Good evening. This is Stephen Conradi with the Nostalgic VK Artist Spotlight. And this week I'm talking about Shazna. So Shazna was a band that formed in the early 90s. I'd say around 94 or so, 93-ish to be exact. And I think they started off maybe as a four-piece. One of the members left. And they were around they were a three-piece in the 90s. So this album is entitled Gold Sun and Silver Moon. I'll be doing a review for it shortly. I think I've heard this album before, of course. There's countless classic tunes on here. Melty Love is one of their biggest singles. The band consists of Ism on vocals, so that's Ism there, Ni on bass, or Nai, however you pronounce his name, Ni on bass, and Oi on guitar. So Oi, just Ism, Ni, and Oi. So they were originally around from, like, I'd say 94-ish, 93-ish, kind of around the height. They released several a couple of mini albums or EPs, and then a full length in indies period, and then they got signed to a major label, to BMG. So they were on. This album was released on the Areola label, BMG label. Back in the 90s, around 98 to be exact. So, how I would describe them if you've never heard of them musically, they're kind of akin to, their influences, it seems like to me, they're heavily influenced by Culture Club. And maybe 70s pop, disco, 80s pop, to be exact. Some new wave elements, like most Visual K artists. But yeah, these guys are really good. Really an amazing band. They have a lot of classic material. And they're actually, they had one point disbanded and had a last live. I think this is like 10 years or so ago. And then they decided to reform, so they released like several albums. I think they've been active since like 2012 or so. And so they're still releasing new material. And I think it's just Ism at this point. It could be Ism and Oi, the guitarist. I'm not too sure. So, anywho. But yeah, at least they're still active. Which is good, considering that most Visual K bands nowadays don't last, maybe 5 years at most. They only last 6 years, and then they just quit, so, it's good to see, bands kind of coming back, bands like this coming back and kind of revitalizing the movement. Nowadays, a lot of Visual K is kind of garbage, like I've said in previous videos. You can go back to hearing my rants, listening to those. But I just decided to do this quick overview of this wonderful group, wonderful trio of musicians. Of course, they put out some great material. They're one of the few bands that kind of could cross over in multiple to other genres. Pop, for instance. I think Shazna is kind of one of those kind of light-hearted bands that not too many people who listen to current VK know about. So go check them out. Gold Sun, Silver Moon. I'll do a review in a few days. Peace.